Can chaos theory explain consciousness? To start with, mathematics can answer many questions in biology. Many patterns found in biological animals have been reproduced exactly on computers using Alan Turing's model. Chaos theory deals with complex dynamical systems and focuses on what many units do rather than what a single unit does. Consider consciousness. It can't be understood just by studying a single neuron. Rather, consciousness emerges from the interaction between millions of neurons. Let's understand chaos a bit. Let's assume the equation x next equals rx1 minus x represents the growth of a population. The population gradually goes extinct for small values of r. For bigger values, the population may converge to a single value. For even bigger values, it may fluctuate between 2 values and then 4 and so on. But everything goes chaotic for even bigger values. Chaos theory also has applications in weather prediction. On predicting how certain variables related to the weather would evolve with time in a 3D space, the computer draws out a strange pattern, the Lorentz attractor. In the pattern, no paths cross each other. This is because if a loop is formed, the path would continue forever in that loop and become predictable. Many other interesting fractal patterns can be formed according to some iterating rules, like the Kac snowflake and the Sierpinski triangle. Now consciousness. Consciousness requires some degree of organization, some order amidst the chaos. Erwin Schrödinger so many years back had already formed the then unusual idea that life was both orderly and complex. He saw aperiodicity as the source of life's special qualities. Chaos theory has explained a lot of biological phenomena, like the sudden aperiodic behavior of the heart called ventricular fibrillation. Ventricular fibrillation is not a behavior that returns to stable conditions on its own. Rather, this state is itself stable chaos. Fractal geometry also allows the formation of bounded curves of great lengths, and this is how the lungs manage to accommodate so large a surface area inside so small a volume. Bone fractures are fractal, and even the surface structures of cancer cells display fractal properties. Fractal patterns exist throughout the body, from the tissues to the way blood vessels branch. Fractals might also be connected to psychology. Perhaps the low level of fractal complexity in the cities is responsible for depression in cities. This is why we are still fascinated by the complex architecture of the ancient times. One of the most perplexing problems that remains is the fact that consciousness is stable. It's evident that consciousness is an emergent phenomenon which arises out of the combination of and interactions between many units in a big and complex system. When many units interact, there is a probability that some special effects and combinations will arise. But why does the special state remain in the same state for so long? Why does it not collapse? The best answer might lie in mode locking or entrainment, or the phenomena in which one regular cycle locks into another. This explains why the moon always faces the earth, or more generally why satellites tend to spin in some whole number ratio of their orbital period. Simply put, when two chaotic systems couple, it results in synchronization and stability. Another example is that when the audience starts clapping, although initially everyone claps at their own pace, after a few seconds the clapping spontaneously becomes synchronized and everyone claps together. Imagine a chaotic system consisting of a huge number of simple units which interact with one another. The system as a whole is chaotic. However, in subsystems within the system, predictable behavior may arise. If there was no regional order and the system was chaotic throughout, then there would be only bursts of consciousness and no stable life could evolve further. Thus, it's possible that chaos theory might take us a long way in understanding consciousness.